Ladies and gentlemen, so that's Drafe back with some more World of Tanks. I've got two matches for you here, filmed on separate days during the ×5 weekend that we've got going on, and you definitely don't want to miss out on that. Lots of experience to be had. I'll tell you what though, there's nothing worse than playing a ×5 game and having your team win and you not doing anything, and that ×5 just goes to waste. So every time I play one of these ×5 events, I'm always nervous going into the match because I'm like, okay, we got to do damage. You know, do whatever it takes, even if it comes down to having to play a little bit more reckless. You know, just get those points, because if the team ends up carrying you and you do nothing, well, again, just such a huge waste. But the other thing is it's hard with the AT-15 because it's so slow. So if you have to relocate, it can be quite problematic. So in this match, within this tank destroyer, I decide to head for the objective, as it's the quickest route for the speed of this TD. It's just way too slow, and there's no way I'm going to make it up that hill and then end up being of any use. We also don't have that many tanks on this flank, so I figured that I can help back them up. We've got two mediums who I thought were actually going to try to take the flag early on, and then the Jagdtiger. I think the mediums end up bypassing the flag, just seeking out targets. And there are times in some games where you don't want to capture too early, and you don't want to sit back trying to cap while the rest of your team is getting annihilated. So you really have to pick and choose your battles when it comes to this type of scenario. At this point, however, I am starting to wonder if I'm going to see any action. I'm taking a look at my mini-map at all times and noticing that there's just a lot of enemy armor on that hill, and then there's 3 kills from friendly units there, and I'm deciding to reposition. I know that my only chance is to see if I can get a target on top of the hill from this side, and it looks like we might be in luck. There's a Centurion shot out, and he's being followed by a few other pieces of armor. So I'm starting to feel better here, just getting some damage into the game, and at the same time, of course, providing some excellent support to that hill. These guys have no idea what's hitting them. There's a 103 as well. Right now, it is a fantastic shooting gallery. I love this type of situation, except when you're bouncing shots, of course. But otherwise, these guys are just not paying any attention to us down here. We've got the Jagdtiger, I believe, as well, throwing out some shots. 103 is deciding to stick around. He could be reversing or moving around, or at least giving us the front of his tank, but he's not doing so, and that ends with his demise. There's a Centurion, kind of hard to hit here, bouncing off that turret. I'm deciding to switch over to some premium because the match is nearing an end, or at least I was thinking it was, and I just want to make sure that I can provide as much support as I can. Unfortunately, now I seem to be out of targets. The rest of the enemy force just pushing forward over the hill, and I believe we were unopposed on the flag side, unless the mediums had ended up running into anything. But we could have perhaps gone for a capture, but then you have to ask yourself, would it have alerted the enemy? Would they have then sent some reinforcements to the flag? Would that have helped the hill? There's so many variables that you have to consider when playing World of Tanks, or any video game for that matter. Some of you might think maybe we should have gone for the cap. In this type of tank destroyer, I don't think I was the one that should have gone for that, but I obviously got in some nice damage there. We put some hurt on 3 tanks, and I feel that that is how I was most effective. I wouldn't really want to be in the cap because there's not a whole lot of cover here. And, well, now we're in the process of intercepting some enemy armor. We've got some autoloaders to deal with, of course. I'm aware of that, but I'm thinking that I can maybe just angle my armor a little bit and deflect some of those shots. Dealing with a Jagdtiger, who definitely put some hurt on me. He decides to turn around there. It's a bounce because it's a steep angle, and I'm just thinking about weak spots. Machine gun port it is. Also some premium ammunition here because I am now, of course, getting desperate. And we know that there's an autoloader that decided to bypass me, and we just need to figure out where he's going. Again, I'm just so slow that it's really hard for me to engage these targets. We are now starting to cap. Our artillery piece decides to move into the flag, which is not a bad idea because it does provide some form of distraction. Now, as you can see here, I had attempted to assist our Indian Panzer, but as I've been saying most of this match, I'm just way too slow, so I'm hoping to predict some movement. Front, shot out, tail end destruction of that T-54. I know that now I have to just deal with that T-34, but again, I have to think strategically and take a look at the minimap and consider his angle of attacks. Is he going to come from my left? Is he going to pop up in front of me? I've lost quite a few hit points, of course, and I don't want to lose any more. If he manages to hit me, it's possibly 400 damage. So we need to think about where he's going to travel. We are capping, so maybe his attention will be on the flag, and of course it is. There he is on the minimap. So I begin to turn around. He is full health. We do have the artillery piece and Jagdtiger there to defend, but can I get there in time? They've also got an IS-6, but as you can see, he's only got 1 hit point remaining, which means you know that somebody on my team is not happy with the fact that they shot at him, and he still maintained that 1 hit point. It's as if a crew member came out of the cupola and grabbed that 1 hit point as it was flying away, but at this point, I'm just trying to move my slow ass up to this T-34 so I can help the Jagdtiger. Really hoping that the IS-6 doesn't get smart and pull up behind the Jagdtiger, but at this point, I just had the pedal to the metal, and I'm thinking, get behind this T-34 and put some shots into his 6. I've got some premium rounds loaded up. I don't need them, but I wasn't even thinking about switching ammo. I just wanted to get myself into this fight. IS-6 appears, but from the wrong side, thankfully. T-34, not even realizing that I'm here, totally tunnel visioning. But at this point, he's thinking about turning around, but it doesn't matter because the Jagdtiger can take him out. Shot into the front of the IS-6 for the victory. Rough game, but we managed to do it, and was very exciting to win that, especially on a 5x bonus. That's 8,315 experience, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I could have games like that all the time. That was a bag of fantastic, if you ask me, but we did have to spend some money on premium ammo. I don't know that I necessarily needed it, but again, I just didn't want to take any chances, and I carry about 10 rounds with me just in case. I didn't profit on that match. In fact, I'm in the negatives, but that's why you own a couple of premium tanks, of course, to make up for credit losses like that. And I think I'll take the 8,315 experience any day of the week over the credits that I lost. Next match, once again featuring the AT-15 on the second day of the ×5 weekend. And I decide to head towards the west as the rest of the team seems to be moving towards the east. I figure that I can perhaps use this area along the back here to just line up my gun and angle my armor and fire into the bottleneck. Now, it's really important that you pick your objective from the beginning and stick to it when you're in a vehicle this slow. You just can't relocate in time. And unless somebody's telling you that they can buy you that time, that they can hold the enemy off for you to be able to relocate, then it's just generally not worth it. So even if you find yourself in a location where there's no enemies, just keep trying to push around and forward, or maybe hit a flank that's not protected, because trying to turn around usually ends up wasting a lot of time. Your team gets eliminated, and before you know it, their faster tanks are behind you anyway. So again, just try to commit to a route. Try to memorize the maps and think about good locations for tank destroyers that are especially slow, like the AT-15. Now at this point, I'm just trying to make it to the battle in time. We've got some tanks up front, multiple contacts, and I'm hoping that they don't die by the time I get there. We've got the ST up in front of us, who, in my opinion, is a really intimidating tank. That turret is really hard to get through, and even trying to penetrate his hull at times with the wrong calibers is not easy, but I'm almost here. Hold on. Wait for old man AT5. And you can see this Tiger P turning around, kind of rushing forward. I'm not sure that they're aware of my presence. And once I show up, I'm wanting to go for that track to stop him. But he's smart, repairs, gets out of there. Walrus Tamer up front. I put one into him. He bails out. And again, I just don't think that they knew that I was back here as well. They were just ready to deal with one tank. And the nice thing is, I've got this high rate of fire, so I can keep people pinned down, track, intimidate them, make them fall back. I'm doing about 200 damage or so, and that's enough to scare somebody away, especially when you've got the ST reloading his larger shot. I decide to roll forward a little bit more to help press the engagement. I figure that at this point, they're not going to want to come around this mountain anymore, so I just need to get up here and use my wide gun arc to perhaps get some fire into this battle. He bounces a shot, one goes into me, trying to go for some lower plate, 202, backing up for the reload, and just trying to not take any more damage. He shoots, but he's just full reverse now, so he avoids my reload time. That was my greatest advantage, but he's taken out from the flank, and this T-29 is looking to engage me, but I've got some shots on him. He appears to be stuck. No getting out of that spot. I've got some hull armor to shoot at for the elimination. But oh wait, there's more. We've got two tanks on our right. I'm taking some shots into the side, trying to bring her around, angle that armor, use the wide gun arc to return fire. 32 hit points remaining. There is no way I can survive this. Still putting out rounds, bouncing, track taking damage as well. Another bounce on the steep angle. Tiger's on fire. Track hit as I push forward. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. This AT-15's frontal armor, while angled, plus the extremely wide gun arc, potentially saving my life. With that, now it's time to bring the fight to them, but they've still got a lot of tanks left. Artillery fire inbound. ST just being careful. I'm thinking about where my cover is. I see this Sherman wreck. I think that this might be a good spot. Shot out at the ST. Looks like it overpenetrates. Goes right through. He takes a lot of damage on that one. Not sure what hit him, but he manages to take one out in the process as we continue to push forward. Now here, ladies and gentlemen, I only have 32 hit points, so I really need to be careful. But I think I was getting a bit cocky, as you will soon see. I put myself well into the danger zone. As you can see here, I've still got some premium ammunition available to me. And I wasn't really thinking about it at the time because I think I was still in shock over surviving that last battle. And it goes to show you that even if you don't have any cover available to you, rely on your armor, angle your tank. Don't just sit there. Think about the angling at all times, because that is what saved me. And also think about moving, because that push forward meant that that Tiger's last shot went into my track instead of where he might have been aiming. And he may have not been able to pen, but regardless, a little bit of movement, a shake here and there, and some angling will work wonders. But right now we've got some threats forward. Jagdpanther 2. Don't really want to have to deal with this guy if he's got an upgraded gun, especially. Round out for some heavy damage, still using standard ammunition. I'm thinking I can put another one out, but I take a shot. My armor absorbs it by some miracle. Another round out. He's still alive. One shot to eliminate. Both of us premium ammo up, shot out, and he's gone. Holy frack, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, surviving. Perhaps it was a mixture of steep angling and the fact that he was uphill, having to shoot at me from a position that wasn't to his advantage. I don't know. Maybe it went into the mantlet. No idea where that last shot went. Really wasn't paying too much attention there. Heart-pounding situation, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. This AT-15 may earn a permanent spot in my garage after seeing some of these battles today. You know, it's not perfect. It's really slow, but there are times where that wide gun arc and angle, all that thick armor up front, can really save you and intimidate the enemy. And considering the fact that I'm not even fully upgraded yet, I don't even have the Type B barrel. I don't even think I have the last engine. I still got a ways to go on upgrades for this thing, but wow, having a lot of fun with it, and actually looking forward to the Tortoise because the playstyle is very similar but with a much more lethal gun. Not a bad game at all, as we can see from the statistics here, earning that steel wall and Spartan medal tenfold, and doing some nice damage in the process as well. Now, again, keep in mind that this was the second day of the ×5 weekend, which is why you're seeing me with over 7,000 experience. This is a completely separate day from the footage you saw in the start of the video. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope that you've enjoyed this look at the AT-15. I look forward to bringing you more World of Tanks, and with that said, I will definitely see you on the next one.